Our email on the Mecca Mailbag today is, "Hey Colton, love the podcast. I found you from your Kevin Samuels episode and liked your perspective on the OnlyFans scenario. Thank you. I also happen to be a wrestling fan, so this is right up my alley. I'm hoping you'll answer my question this week because I'm really struggling with a girl I've been seeing. Long story short, I live in Vegas and went to high school with her. She was always one of the most popular and hottest girls in my school, and of course never noticed me back then. I'm 24 now, and since going to trade school, I make a really good income, north of 6 figures, he puts in parentheses. And I have really worked on my body and improved myself. Good job, man. Way to put in the work. Even though I live in Vegas, I don't go downtown much because I work 60 to 70 hour weeks for my job, and the rest of my time I'm usually at the gym. Anyways, I bumped into this girl working at, and he says don't mention the name here, so I'm not going to say the nightclub, but I can vouch as someone who goes to Vegas quite a bit. This is definitely one of the more popular nightclubs in the city. If you've ever been to the Strip, you've seen it. And so he goes on to say she's a bottle service girl there. I went in with some of my boys about 2 months ago who work with me, and since we had some cash to blow, we balled out. Needless to say, she took an interest in me and recognized me from high school. My friends were all pumped that I was chatting her up because she is still smoking hot. She was telling me how different I looked and how excited she was to see me. Obviously, I loved the attention and was in my zone and ended up getting her number. We ended up going on a few dates over the past few weeks, and I really want to make her my exclusive girlfriend. We get along really good, and honestly, I don't know if I've ever connected with someone like this before. Hard work does pay off, LOL, because I never could have landed this girl in high school. I just have a few concerns and wanted to know your opinion on how I might be able to make some adjustments to get her to go for an exclusive relationship with me. Number 1. Maybe my biggest concern is her OnlyFans account. She has multiple Instagrams for her nightclub job and links to her OnlyFans. I have brought this up before, but it never goes well. I even went out with her friends one time, and they confronted me about how I need to stop being insecure and she likes me, but should be able to do what she wants to make money. She would never stop me from making money, so why should I? And it's not like she's sleeping with these guys. I haven't brought it up since, as I want to make sure I'm in the good graces with the friends, obviously, and don't want to come off as insecure. Okay. This is going to be a good one. This is the second concern. She hangs out with a lot of guys in the nightlife of Vegas, which I am uncomfortable with because I can tell they want to sleep with her. One of my buddies is a bouncer at the nightclub and told me to be careful with her because she has a reputation for using guys for cash, and even told me she slept with a high-profile rapper who she served at the club. I'll be honest, she was promiscuous in high school, but she seems really cool now, and who knows, maybe this guy, my buddy, is just jealous that I have a chance with her and he doesn't. 3. We only had a few minor arguments, but one time I told her I wasn't sure about her job as a cocktail waitress, flirting with other guys all night dressed in skimpy clothes. She got mad at me and told me that this was her problem with dating men because they're all insecure and can't handle a woman who can make her own money. I felt bad for making the comment because, like I said, I don't want to be insecure. How do I get over this hurdle in my mind? Any help you can give on how to make this work, as I'm really trying not to screw this up. Thanks, man, and keep up the good work. I'll keep carrying the torch. Okay, look, brother. First of all, I need you to know that what I'm about to tell you is going to sting a little bit, but I promise you it's for your own good. Thank you for the question. That was well written and well thought out, but here's the truth. I'm going to tell you right now, this girl is for recreational use only. She's at most a rental prospect, and you need to get it out of your head right now, the notion about an exclusive relationship with her. This is a train wreck waiting to happen, my friend. And what I'm about to say is all facts. I may even get animated a bit, but it's only because this question is a microcosm of exactly why this podcast has to exist. If I wasn't convicted about the necessity of this podcast before I am now, because there's a lot to unpack here, but wow. All right, so everyone listen up right now. I've talked about the economic crisis that is the inflation of male attention before. You guys, we have to do better than this. I mean, to my friend who's asking the question here, I'm not coming down on you. I need you to know that. You're a young dude. You've been raised to think this way. I get it. I love you. I'm here to help. Listen to me. This is the problem with the feminine primary social order we live in and the way the sexual marketplace is. Let's just take from the top. Your first concern, the OnlyFans and her friends clapping back at you about being insecure. What do I tell you guys? Any shred of a word that sounds like any sort of repression of her sexuality is always going to be met with the same tropes. You know, you're insecure, you're a misogynist, you're jealous, you can't handle this queen. All these social constructs that have been created to immediately shitpost in situations exactly like this to try and convince men that women, let's call it what it is, acting like hoes isn't the woman's problem, it's yours as the man. And there you are feeding right into it, saying that, you know, you don't want to come off as insecure. I mean, obviously no man does, but you can't look at it that way. Do not listen to this bullshit. My brothers of the Macho Mecca Podcast, stop mislabeling your innate instincts and your boundaries that are literally baked into your DNA. Stop mislabeling those things as insecurities. There is a reason you feel that way about her OnlyFans. There is a reason guys don't want their girl to have been run through by everyone in the neighborhood or the tribe or wherever or whenever that the situation was. Because on our hindbrain level, back in our ancestral days, we knew that if a woman was promiscuous, that was a bad bet for paternity. We don't know if the kid's ours. And, you know, I get it. The retort is, well, today, you know, it's different. Women should be able to have unlimited partners just like men do now. You know, we have paternity tests. You're a misogynist if you disagree. This is a double standard, blah, blah, blah. And look, the feminists can shitpost all that garbage until the cows come home. But the bottom line is, guys don't want hoes. We just don't. It's baked into us. And it's a feature, not a bug, as Rollo would say. There's nothing social constructionism can do to change that. You can reframe cuckoldry as polyamory or an alternative relationship lifestyle. You can pump, you know, pop culture full of it. You can have Lizzo singing about bad bitches, and you can have your friends come down on my man here for not liking your OnlyFans and call him insecure all you want. But biology doesn't give a shit about your social constructs. It just doesn't. Men don't want to be with women like that. And if this girl has a past and has acted like a, you know what, you are making a very bad bet to try and give this girl any semblance of your exclusivity, of your resources, especially of your DNA, or basically anything more than a short-term rental. As I call it, a trip to the Econo Lodge for a 25-minute session and out the door. Maybe stay for, you know, a 5-minute bubble bath in the jacuzzi if you get the bigger room at the Econo Lodge. But the truth is, you know, women can come in all day long and say, you know, I want a guy who's 6 feet tall, and I want 6-pack abs and 6-figure income, right? The list goes on and on. We're told those are preferences. Everyone has their preferences, and I'm all for that. Sure, no problem with girls having preferences. But here's the problem. The second a guy like my man here asking the question has any standards about his girl not flashing her tits to other dudes online or, you know, being promiscuous, he's an insecure misogynist. I mean, it's ridiculous. You guys have to start realizing your own value and realize that, honestly, as men, we don't ask for that much. We want somebody who's attractive, kind, agreeable, And probably most importantly, someone who won't embarrass us by sleeping around. These are our preferences, but there's a social construct to shame us for every single one of those, because it's disqualifying certain women from, it limits hypergamy, it limits their sexual strategy, and we can take them one by one. Oh, you want somebody who's attractive? These beauty standards are unfair, right? You're a misogynist. Somebody who's agreeable? Really? What do you live in the 50s? I'm a bad bitch. I don't answer to any man. Right? Or, oh, you don't want somebody who's a hoe? Really? You think somebody's sexual past defines them? Why do you care who she's been with? That was the past, then is now. This is now. You're insecure. That's exactly what happened to this guy. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Now, guys, I've been dealing with a bunch of real estate stuff this week, so it's kind of at the top of my head. So I'm going to use this analogy. We don't want to pay full price for a home in a rundown neighborhood where everyone has been able to come in and out of the house and sleep anytime they please for the last 5 years, when the same price will buy a beautiful brand new home with full security and is untouched and is just better. Given that both options are on the table, why would you ever choose the first one? And guess what? For men like my guy here, who's making north of 6 figures, working on his body, getting his game up, both options are on the table for you, my friend. So don't buy the first house. And guess what? For all these women out here who want to be on OnlyFans and call guys like this insecure because you want to keep your options open, and I'm just having my fun while I'm young, right? Good luck to you. But the bottom line here, brother, is basically anyone who claps back on any of those things that you are calling your insecurities but are really just your preferences, and they throw those tropes out there, it's as simple as this. Next one up. Open door policy. You get to be the selector when you're at the top of the mountain, and that's where you're headed. I can tell. I mean, you're making bank at 25 years old. You're on the right track. You're only going to keep leveling up. Your trajectory is to the moon. And girls like this are only going to continue to pop up in your life. Believe it or not, there is a lot better quality out there. You wouldn't know it from reading your email. And this girl may be attractive. It seems like, to you it's cool that she works as a bottle service girl at one of the top nightclubs in Vegas. I'm sure she has a huge sense of pride about it too. But like I said, these girls are Econo Lodge rentals. One night stay at a discount rate, period. Because here's what she doesn't realize. Her best days are now. It doesn't go up from here for her. But it only goes up for you. Your instincts, what you feel about being insecure, which is bullshit, those instincts are 100% correct. Any other man who has any semblance of rationality, who hasn't been completely cucked by society, is going to feel the same. And if they don't admit it, they're lying. Deep down in their brain, they feel the same. I don't care. She can serve Chris Brown or whoever the rapper was at her table, and he may take her back to the hotel. She'll wake up in the morning thinking she's super hot. She can get with any guy, right? Chris Brown took her home. But here's the problem that she doesn't understand. Chris Brown is there to smash. He's not there to look after her, take care of her, give her love and affection that she probably talks to you about. That love and affection that gets you all excited about having an exclusive relationship with her. There's part of her that wants that too. But that's the disconnect that these women have, and that you guys have to understand. You have got to start enforcing your own standards and sticking to them. Trust me, brother. I know exactly the type of girl that you're talking about. Dime a dozen. Think they're all that. They may be hot. They may be able to have their pick of pretty much any guy to sleep with. But no guy really takes her seriously at the end of the day. And with every free trip she takes to Tulum with some famous guy, or goes on a yacht party in Miami, a few more bodies rack up on her notch count. She becomes that much less able to pair bond with you. And you'll notice as the years roll on, her Instagram might get a little less exciting. Those yacht parties are a little less frequent because the next crop of 22-year-olds who are pumped about living that same lifestyle, they are right around the corner, and they are a dime a dozen. And you'll notice still no boyfriend in the picture, no serious relationship for her. And eventually that's when you'll realize she may start to come around and take an interest in you. At that point, you definitely don't want it. She's looking for that good guy who's been waiting patiently to step up while she explored every possible option in her best years. And now you get what's left over, but do not be that guy. So many women just like this, they talk about how, they want to walk down the aisle with the white dress and the Pinterest wedding and all that stuff, but none of them actually want to act like wives. They want to keep their OnlyFans open. They want to keep their guy friends and their nightlife and their trips to Miami with the millionaire's yacht, blah, blah, you name it, right? And they want all that plus the security from a man like you. Doesn't work that way. Feminism teaches women to expect traditional men without them having to be traditional women. You're on a rocket ship to the top, my friend. Realize the power you hold today. Imagine what that power is going to be in 10 years. Everyone needs to realize this, not just you. You guys have to wake up. You have to stop taking girls seriously that don't do a damn thing to come your way other than look nice in a skimpy dress with fake lashes and a bunch of plastic surgery. You need to be the one who the girl wants to be with, not the other way around. No man, and especially not one of your trajectory, should ever be asking me or anyone else, how do I get this girl to be in a relationship with me? It's the other way around. She should be wondering how she can be the girl to give you what you want so that she can get that exclusivity from you. And you need to make it clear what it takes to get there. When the topic of OnlyFans comes up, you tell her, hey, look, I got no problem with OnlyFans, but I'm never going to seriously date a girl who has one. Or a girl who sleeps around with her clientele, or even somebody who works in bottle service. I got no problem with it. Make your own money, but I'm never going to date somebody seriously like that. You set your boundaries, and it's always an open door policy. It is comply or goodbye. If she takes what you say as an insecurity, outstanding. Good luck finding a guy willing to cut loose his resources and take care of a girl who's out in the streets with everybody in Las Vegas. Spoiler alert. It'll be either some simp she settles for later in life or no one at all. And that's the part feminism and Lizzo's lyrics forget to tell them. No man you actually want is ready to bend the knee for his queen, for a certified bad bitch or whatever. No guy wants that. So you, as the guy, need to stand up, act the part, and save yourself the headache. I promise you, man, if you lower yourself to her standards and accept this stuff, you're always going to have that discomfort in the back of your mind and deep down. And she's not going to respect you either. But it won't go away. It's not like you can just bury down this insecurity. This is baked into your DNA, dude, and for good reason. Because it's screaming at you, telling you, this girl is a bad bet. And in the end, if you don't listen to that, what's going to happen is your heart's going to be broken over a girl who never deserved it in the first place. And that leads to all other kinds of complications.